Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. He stood up from the dinner table without a word. The chair scraped sharply against the hardwood floor, its echo slicing through the silence that had already grown too heavy to breathe in. I watched him walk away, his steps slow, deliberate, controlled. But it was what I said before he left that broke something between us, something neither of us could fix after that night. The clinking of silverware stopped. My hand trembled slightly as I placed my fork down. "Ethan," I had said, voice fragile, "if I tell you something tonight, you have to promise not to leave." He had smiled faintly then, that tired, familiar smile that didn't quite reach his eyes anymore. "Why would I leave, Lily? It's just dinner." But I saw the exhaustion beneath that calm surface, the way his fingers fidgeted with the edge of his napkin, his mind somewhere else. Somewhere I could never seem to reach anymore. The truth burned my throat before I even spoke it. I had thought about keeping it buried forever, but guilt had grown into something unbearable. It lived beneath my skin, a constant whisper that turned every shared laugh into a lie. "I need to tell you about something that happened 3 months ago," I said. My heart thudded so violently I could hear it in my ears. "At the conference in Boston." He froze mid-motion, his fork hovering just above his plate. "What about Boston?" That was when the air seemed to leave the room. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. All I could feel was the weight of my own sin pressing down on me. "I crossed a line," I whispered. "It was just one night. I don't know why, Ethan, I was lonely. You were working all the time, and I felt like I didn't exist anymore. It wasn't planned. It just happened." His fork clattered onto the plate, a hollow, metallic sound that seemed to echo forever. He didn't speak. His jaw tightened, eyes wide, expression unreadable. I could barely look at him. I waited for the explosion, for the rage I knew he had every right to unleash. But it never came. He just sat there, staring at me like he didn't recognize the woman across the table. "Who?" he finally asked, his voice flat. "It doesn't matter," I said quickly. "It was meaningless, Ethan. I regretted it the moment it happened. I haven't spoken to him since. I just needed you to know because I can't keep pretending anymore." His silence stretched into something unbearable. I wanted him to shout, to curse, to do anything that would make this pain feel alive instead of frozen. "Was it someone from work?" he asked, barely above a whisper. I nodded, eyes falling to the tablecloth. "Yes. One of the consultants." He stood up then. Slowly. Too slowly. The scrape of the chair jolted through my spine like a warning. His face was calm, but his eyes, they were full of quiet devastation. And that was when I said the words that ended everything. "I didn't tell you because I didn't want to lose you." He stared at me, unmoving. Then he whispered, "You already did." He walked toward the hallway, each step echoing through the house, every footfall like a countdown to an ending I had created myself. I sat there in silence, staring at the untouched food, the soft glow of the candle flickering across his empty chair. The house felt too large, too hollow. My throat tightened until I thought I might choke on the stillness. When I finally gathered the courage to follow him, I found him in our bedroom, standing by the dresser, staring at the framed photo from our wedding day. His reflection in the mirror looked ghostly pale. "Ethan, please," I whispered. "I'm so sorry. It didn't mean anything. You have to believe me." He turned, eyes glassy but composed. "Do you even remember what you told me the day we got married?" I hesitated. "That I'd never hurt you." He nodded, setting the photo frame face down. "And I believed you. Every single day, I believed you." My chest tightened with a painful ache. "I still love you," I said. "Please don't walk away from this. From us." He exhaled sharply, his voice low. "You think love makes betrayal disappear? That it erases what you've done?" "No," I said. "But I'll spend the rest of my life proving I can be better." For a moment, something flickered in his eyes, a fragile, broken piece of the man who once looked at me like I was his entire world. But it vanished as quickly as it came. He picked up his coat, his movements eerily calm. "I need to think," he said. "I can't stay here tonight." I reached for his arm. Ethan, please. Don't leave me like this. He looked down at me, tears forming but refusing to fall. You already left me, Lily. The night you chose someone else. Then he walked out. I stood frozen in the doorway, listening to the sound of the front door shutting. The silence that followed was absolute. It filled every corner of the house like a shadow that would never lift. Hours passed. The clock ticked endlessly, mocking me with its rhythm. I sat on the living room couch, clutching his sweater to my chest, replaying every memory, every laugh, every small moment that had led us here. When the phone buzzed, I leapt for it, hoping it was him. It wasn't. It was a message from an unknown number. You told him, didn't you? My stomach dropped. It was him, the man from Boston. The one mistake that ruined my life. Leave me alone, I typed back. It's over. Don't ever contact me again. But another message came through. He deserved to know the truth about what really happened. I froze. My blood ran cold. What really happened? What do you mean? I typed, heart hammering. There was a pause, then the reply appeared. You didn't think it was just one night, did you? My breath caught in my throat. Another message. He came to see me last week. Your husband. He knows more than you think. The room spun. My hands shook violently. I didn't know if it was true or a cruel attempt to destroy what was left of me, but something in my gut told me it was real. Ethan had already known. My confession hadn't shocked him, it had confirmed what he'd already discovered. He hadn't walked away out of anger. He had walked away because he'd been living with the truth for longer than I realized. The weight of that realization crushed me. Outside, the rain began to fall, slow at first, then harder, beating against the windows like a relentless accusation. And as I sat there, alone, drenched in the echo of my own betrayal, I finally understood the silence in his eyes that night. It wasn't disbelief. It was goodbye.